Hello everyone. I hope you managed to implement everything we've discussed into your life. You've integrated the cleansing protocols into your daily routine, optimized your training schedule, and taught your hardware not to flinch at the cold. In my view, every living human should possess these skills. They are the absolute baseline of the Noxus system. Without mastering this foundation, moving further into the system is pointless and even detrimental. So, if you're not there yet, roll back to the previous videos. Give yourself time. To everyone who has successfully compiled this first tier of the Noxus system, congratulations. Your hardware no longer dictates your mind. You have become more conscious than 99% of the users around you. And now you might feel a strange emptiness, or even a slight irritation. Have you noticed it? Something has shifted in recent weeks. You still go to the same job, talk to the same people, but it's like you're looking at them through thick glass. You see people suffering over trivial bugs, how they get triggered by traffic jams, how they complain about fatigue after 3 hours of uptime, how they search for an escape in sugar or alcohol, how they suffer from bad weather, from a common cold, from their own lack of restraint, ignorance, and absolute indifference to their own biology. You used to be inside this paradigm, inside the system, but now you know these are just bugs. And you know exactly how they are patched, with physical load, breath work, or an ice-cold shower. You want to help them, but you see that they don't want it. They enjoy their suffering like children in a sandbox. It's an illusory drama they actively choose to run, just to avoid taking responsibility for their own lives. And this is where the fear hits. Is something wrong with me? Have I become a sociopath? Why do I no longer care about the things that drive everyone else? Welcome to the first calibration point. As I've said before, the Noxus philosophy is rooted in classical yogic philosophy, which unfortunately is far removed from modern mainstream yoga. But the system glitch you are experiencing is known to humanity. The ancient Rigveda, the oldest recorded text of mankind, states, "A yogi is one who drinks the poison of this world alongside the gods." What is this poison? It is the truth. The average user lives in the illusion that their state depends on external inputs. I am angry because someone yelled at me. I am cold because it's winter. I am exhausted because life is hard. That is a child's protocol, where you blame the toys for your tears. You, however, have drunk the poison of awareness. You know that your state is nothing but chemistry, electricity, and your own will. You can no longer justify your weakness with circumstances. And that is heavy. That is the suffering the archaic texts talk about. It is the weight of responsibility, knowing you can no longer be a victim. Plus, you've started seeing the system errors in others. In neurobiology, this is tied to the function of mirror neurons. Previously, you resonated with the suffering of others because you were operating on the same paradigm. Now you are outside of it. You see the mechanics of their pain where others see fate. And the hardest part is realizing that you cannot simply reflash another person without their consent. You might have a burning desire to share your data. You want to tell your friend, "Just start running and your depression will crash." But they look at you like you're insane. The fact is, people enjoy the sandbox. Their illusory suffering gives them attention, sympathy, the ability to blame the server, and the right to change absolutely nothing. If they accept your tools, they have to admit that they've been compiling their own hell for years. The average brain blocks this data to prevent a total identity crash. Do not try to extract them by force. They aren't stupid. They are just protecting their current operating system from a fatal overload. The ancient hymn of the Kizan also says that he carries two worlds within him, heaven and earth. He is a bridge. You too have become a bridge. You are no longer a standard user. You have the power to take responsibility for your own life and choices, but you do not have the moral clearance to force that onto others. The calibration at this point in your uptime is this. Your new power is not an excuse for arrogance. It is a tool for stabilizing yourself and the environment around you. Rudra, the destroyer, drinks the poison so it doesn't infect the entire network. You hold your calm to prevent the surrounding chaos from spreading. The biggest illusion right now is that you are alone. In reality, you've just switched frequencies. You are now operating on a protocol shared by everyone who has taken control of their biology, from the ancient yogis of the Himalayas to modern biohackers and Tier 1 operators. When the storm hits, the average person is a boat without oars. You are the lighthouse. They don't have to follow your exact code, but the silence in a 10-kilometer radius depends on your stability. Your presence patches the environment on the level of pheromones and mirror neurons, even if they don't consciously process it. So, to avoid wasting your system resources, we are implementing 3 rules for the first calibration. Rule 1. The Principle of Autonomy. Your stability is your primary objective. You don't need to prove anything. True power requires no validation metrics. Your health, your focus, and your calm are the best broadcast. Your presence as a stable system is the greatest support you can offer. Rule 2. Input data filtration. People will intuitively ping you as a stable node, to vent, to complain, to ask for advice. When you see someone else's pain, allow yourself not to sync with it. Think like a doctor. If a surgeon cries over the patient, they can't execute the operation. Your coldness is your professional capacity to help. Rule 3. The ethics of silent data. You don't need to flex your processing power. Use your new skills as an internal hygiene standard. You don't brag about brushing your teeth twice a day. Only children do that. So let the children play. Don't smash their sandcastles. Every user comes to Noxus only when their own illusion becomes unbearable. Give the system time. The first calibration is complete, but there is a long uptime ahead. You didn't complete the hardware block to become better than others. You did it to claw back a fraction of admin control over your own life. Do not rush. Let yourself adapt to this new operational capacity. When the chassis and the core are fully stabilized, it will be time to download the truly heavy software. Your memory, your attention, and your perception of time. These are the next nodes we will intercept and control. We are transitioning to the block software, the architecture of the subconscious. This is Noxus. You are no longer a user in the sandbox. You are the one holding the chalice. Do not spill a drop. Drink the truth with a smile. It is your antidote against weakness.